Hello guys, this is Raptormon132 here, and welcome to my 20th blind commentary video post of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic Season 2. As you all know, I did episode 19. Today I'll be looking at episode 20. This one is called It's About Time. Interesting. I don't know what to expect, but one person in the comments did tell me that that this would be an important episode because of something that would because of something that would probably happen in future episodes, and I do have a feeling about it. But if I'm right, then a possible future MLP fan-made project could be a go. But I won't say what it is because yeah, I don't want to spoil you. But anyway, yeah, also, before I begin, I just wanted to let you guys know, I know that some of you probably had some negativity on my last episode. You know, how I was criticizing, doing very harsh criticism on Fluttershy and all. Well, I think I should tell you that the reason I was like that towards Fluttershy is because of some personal issue that I had, and seeing what Fluttershy did was like reliving that horror. And in fact, you know, if I give criticism, like negative criticism towards characters or things, that's just the person I am, because you know, I grew up with a lot of things like that, and it's just sort of molded me into like it's molded me into someone who has little to no patience towards towards things like that. But for all those of you who've probably, you know, felt hurt or even disliked my last blind reaction, I'm sorry you felt that way. But that's just probably me. Right, now that we got that out of the way, yeah, next episode is the episode About Time, so yeah, let's see what this episode's like. So without further ado, let's begin. Here we go.
I need it for
Spike.
You, Rarity. Why, yes, it is an ice cream house.
In your dreams!
Spike must be dreaming.
Gosh.
Yep, he was. Dreaming of his two favorite things, Rarity and ice cream, I believe.
Hi, Spike.
It's the middle of the night. Why are you pacing like this?
Frankly, I don't know how you can sleep at a time like this.
What's the matter with what's the matter with Twilight this time?
It's horrible. It's tragic.
What is
I
it?
don't understand. What's wrong?
Here. Now do you see what's wrong?
What?
We forgot to celebrate Arbor Day.
No.
Harbor Day?
The problem is I just finished planning
What?
my schedule for the month, but I forgot to leave
What?
time to plan for next month.
What?
Don't you see? There's no time in my schedule to put together another schedule. I could move my meeting with the
Ugh.
board to the following Tuesday.
Bloody
then I could
Twilight and
reschedule my lunch with
organizing.
Pie, and you know what a nightmare she is with scheduling. This is an absolute disaster. My whole year could be thrown off.
I woke
Ugh.
up from an ice cream dream for this.
Well, from what I can see, this is going to be an episode involving Twilight, and this is probably going to be a maybe a repeat of Lesson 0. You know, where Twilight going insane because something doesn't go her way and having a panic attack and going insane. Yeah, maybe this is going to be a repeat of that, but I don't know. But like I said, the only way to find out is to watch the episode, so yeah. Ow! As usual, the screech sound.
Oh my gosh, I think I did it. If I could find a way to read the Art of Invisibility spells and
Art
Thornhill's
of
brief history of Candlelight
Invisibility.
at the same time, that could leave me a
What's
half-hour
going on?
scheduling window. Huh?
What's going...
What's going on?
Your guess is as good as mine. Whoa. Twilight? What the hell? Huh.
Twilight, you've got to listen to me.
What?
Who are you? I mean, you're me, but I'm me too. How can there be two me's? It's not scientifically possible. You are not scientifically possible.
What?
Twilight, please. I have a very important message for you from the future.
What? From the future? Wait. So this is a time travel is possible here? Amazing. Sorry, continue.
You're from the future? That's right. Now listen. What happened to you?
And hang on a
Future
minute.
must be aw-
And hang on a sec. You know, now that I thought about what it's seen completely, when this Twilight traveled through time just now, it kind of looks like something from the Terminator. You know, the scene where the Terminator travels back through time. It kind of looks like that. Yeah, sorry. Let's continue.
Awful. Please, I don't have much time. Is there some sort of epic pony war in the distant future or something? Actually, I'm from next Tuesday morning. But that's
What?
not important right now. I can't believe
A week
time travel is really
or something?
possible. How did you? I figure it out. The time spells are in the Canterlot archives, but that's not really.
You mean from
Where?
next
I've
week
never
or
seen
something?
them. They're in the Star Swirl the Bearded Wing. Now you have to listen.
Star
Is
Swirl
time
the Bearded.
travel fun, or does it hurt? I have so many questions. I have something extremely important to tell you about the future, and I only have a
Really?
few seconds, so you've got to listen. Whatever you do,
Don't
Is it
what?
Twilight? Oh no! What was she trying to warn me about? Her clothes, her mane, that scar. Ugh, what a mess she is. I mean,
Well-
I am, or I will be. She must want me to prevent whatever horrible thing happens in the future.
Well, because of what you did, Twilight, by letting your mouth go away with you, she could have told you. Oh well. Let's continue.
Come on, Fluttershy. The party can't start
What's
till the
Pinky
party
doing
supplies
with
get
Floon?
here. Help.
Let it.
Can I carry
What?
balloons next time?
I get funny how Pinkie Pie is carrying carrying balloons while Fluttershy is carrying all the heavy stuff. If I didn't know better, I'd say that's probably payback for what that's probably Pinkie Pie's way of doing payback for what Fluttershy did to her in the last episode. Oh well. Anyway, continue. Oop.
Listen
The
up,
glasses.
Pony. I've got something really important to say.
Oh, there's Time Turner. You're wearing the
This
glasses.
is no laughing matter. We have a crisis on our hooves. I've just been visited
You
by
don't
my
say.
friend from the future.
They're not gonna believe you, Twilight.
My future self tried to warn me about a horrible disaster that's going to occur sometime before next Tuesday morning.
What kind of disaster?
I don't know. I got sucked back into the future before I could explain.
And it's Pinky.
You, Twilight. How do we stop the disaster if we don't know what it is?
We'll just have to work together to make sure we're safe. Rainbow Dash.
Really?
You and the other Pegasi spread out over Equestria and look for any kind of problem that could lead to a disaster. And I mean anything. You got it! Every pony else?
Huh. Ah, Pinky.
Any pony else want to panic with me? No?
No.
Every pony else.
Don't worry
time
about
to
her.
Disaster-proof Equestria.
So they're now going on repair patrol or something. That could cause a disaster. That that crack in the filling up the water. Yeah, that could cause a disaster too.
Yep.
Yup. Love Big Mac. What? That was hardly worth it. What? What? Come on, how is a little haircut disastrous?
Done and done. Applejack, what about the Everfree Forest?
The perimeter's clear.
Great.
And my team gave the all clear from Philadelphia to Las Pegasus.
Excellent.
Las Pegasus?
Well,
Ah, it's a horse pun, city to, pun to, Las Vegas. So there's Manhattan, Philadelphia, and Las Pegasus. I wonder what they're gonna. I wonder what they'll say now. Like, I bet there's even a. I bet there'll even be a horse pun to an Australian city, like, for example, Sydney. You know, as in the city Sydney. Like that's an Australian city, you know, with the Sydney Opera House. I wonder if they'll have a horse. They'll have a horse pun named for that city. 'Cause, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if they did. That would be interesting. Like, I wonder if they'll, like I said, I hope they do that in future episodes. Well, I don't know. Anyway, let's continue.
we've done everything on the list. But still,
Really?
future Twilight looked like she'd been through a horrible ordeal. I just have this
Really?
nagging feeling we should be looking for something bigger than loose bolts and leaky pipes.
I think you found something. Hey! A three-headed dog!
Okay, everybody, follow my lead.
What do you know? It's Fluffy!
Who told you about Fluffy?
Fluffy. That thing has a name?
Well, of course he's got a name. He's mine. I bought him off an Irish feller I met down the pub last year. Then I lent him to Dumbledore to guard the...
Yes?
Shouldn't have said that. No more questions. Don't ask any more questions. That's top secret, that is.
Well, if you've seen Harry Potter, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, let's continue.
What is that thing?
That's Cerberus. He's
Cerberus?
supposed to be guarding the gates of Tartarus. But if he's
Tartarus?
right, then all the ancient evil
What's that
creatures that
place?
have been imprisoned there can escape and destroy
What?
Equestria.
Wait a minute. Tartarus? I don't know what that place is. Is it some kind of magical prison like Azkaban? Well, I don't know. If you know what Tartarus is, you let me know in the comments, because I want to know. Anyway, continue.
Destroy Equestria?
Yeah, isn't it great? Hey, Cerberus.
Ooh,
You look like you could use
he was
some
about to pee on the sign.
magic obedience training.
Brave you are, Twilight.
Who's the cute little three-headed dog?
Trust Twilight
I
to
knew you were
tame
good
the
animals, but
a
this
beast
is
like that.
amazing.
How often do you come across a three-headed dog, even if you're in the trade? But I told him, I said, the trick with any beast is to know how to calm him. Take Fluffy, for example. Just play him a bit of music and he falls straight asleep.
Aw, he's just a big furry guy who got out of his yard, that's all. Right, Cerberus? Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?
Pinky,
Yes, Twilight?
do you have a ball I can borrow?
I have balls stashed all over Ponyville, in case of ball emergency.
What?
Hey,
Ball
Cerberus.
emergency?
Look what I have. I'll be back as soon as I've returned him to the gates of Tartarus. Once he's back at home,
Gates of
there'll be
Tartarus.
no disaster.
Well, that didn't take much. Yeah, I could just imagine what and you know, amazing how Fluttershy was able to tame that Cerberus character. Like, I could, if only I even imagine that if Fluttershy ever met Fluffy from Harry Potter, I have a feeling what that would be like.
Does it seem a bit quiet to you?
The hall. It stopped playing. Ah! Yuck! Ugh. good boy? Who's a good boy?
You know, I reckon she would tame Fluffy without even trying. Because, you know, and that's, in fact, like I said, this is probably the reason, this is exactly the reason why, if Fluttershy was to ever be a teacher at Hogwarts, she would be great as Care of Magical Creatures teacher. Because, you know, she can tame any beast. Especially, you know, that three-headed dog, Cerberus. Anyway, sorry, let's continue. Oh, it's the next morning.
I wish Twilight would go on epic adventures more often. Best night's sleep I've had in weeks.
I see.
Hey, Twilight, how'd it go with Cerberus?
Great! I got him back before any of the evil creatures could escape.
Really?
Oh no!
Ooh.
What's the big deal? It's just a lost dog flyer. I guess the princess hasn't heard we found Cerberus yet.
It's not
Sure,
that.
really.
It's this.
What?
A paper cut? Come on,
paper
Twilight,
cut?
you really need to toughen up. Just clean it out and you'll be fine.
Wait a minute.
The cut's in the exact same spot as the scar on future Twilight's cheek. We haven't changed the future at all. The disaster is still coming.
There probably isn't. Ow.
The disaster wasn't caused
There
by
probably
Cerberus
isn't a
getting loose,
disaster
then
happening.
What could it possibly be?
Probably nothing. Sorry.
I don't know, but maybe you ought to give the pacing a rest. You've worn a groove into the floor.
What the hell?
One of your lectures, Spike. This is serious. My lecture.
A groove into the
I did
floor.
everything I could think of to change the future, but it didn't work. So maybe it's not what I do. Maybe it's what I don't do.
Really?
If I stand right here and don't move a muscle until next Tuesday, I can't possibly do whatever it is that future Twilight wanted to warn me not to do. It's not going to work.
Really? You're gonna do that? You know, it's too bad that, you know, I know a lot about time travel genres, and they say that the future, like, you know, that saying that they say in the Terminator movies, that there's no fate but what we make for ourselves.
Never mind. Now, okay. The whole thing goes. The future's not set. There's no fate but what we make for ourselves.
She intends to change the future.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, it's too bad It's too bad Twilight doesn't know that line, because, you know, then she probably would know. But yeah, I bet there's no disaster or anything. Anyway, let's continue.
Really? So, no matter what happens, you're not gonna move a muscle, huh? Then maybe you won't
Real?
mind if I eat an entire tub of ice cream.
What? That's the best you can do? If I was Spike, I would eat it slowly in front of her.
Spike, stop! Think of the stomachache.
Stomachache, huh? That's future Spike's problem.
Why doesn't he eat it slowly in front of her?
Another Pegasus just got back from Baltimore with an all clear.
Baltimore.
Fucking pig!
Another Pun
What's
City.
going on? Aren't you gonna stop it? She sure isn't. In fact, she's not gonna move till next Tuesday. She thinks it'll prevent the disaster from happening. Oh, this is too rich. Hey, Twilight, there's a mouse right behind you.
Plank.
Wait. Let me try.
Oh, tickle torture. Tickle, 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 tickle. Uh-oh.
Oh, no!
What did he do?
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. It was a total accident.
Show me.
Uh-oh.
I'm not so sure that's a...
Show me.
I bet it's her hair. Oh god, it was!
They main cut as future Twilight.
Oh no!
No, it really doesn't look
I don't care how it looks. It's just another sign that the future
I have to admit,
hasn't
she does.
changed.
I have to admit, Twilight looks a bit. Sorry,
Not doing anything didn't work either.
I'll just pause it to a place.
To know what was going to happen.
There we are. Just want to say, I reckon Twilight looks kind of badass with that hair, with that hair anyway. Kind of suits her. Well, that's just what I think. But oh well. Anyway, continue.
I could stop it.
You want to see the future? I might know some pony who can help.
Really? Who would that
What's
be?
this?
It's Madam Pinky's place.
Madam Pinky. Pinkie Pie.
Enter the chamber of Madam Pinkie Pie. For the
Oh, give me a
answers you
break,
seek,
Pinky.
let us consult the mystical orb of fate's destiny.
That's a nice outfit.
You like my mystical orb of fate's destiny? I just got it. Cool, huh?
She looks good as a fortune
That's
teller.
what I've seen.
Look deep into the crystal ball, for soon it will reveal all. Ah, yes, I see something. It is a vision of the future. I see.
Together we shall cast ourselves into the future.
I am Professor Trelawney. Together we shall cast ourselves into the future.
You, Twilight, you will get
The
a
Grim?
really cool birthday present next year.
Yes, and
Really? A cool birthday present.
Cool birthday present.
Pinky.
I thought she was gonna
Pinky
say
has
the
to tell me
Grim.
What the impending disaster is that future Twilight was trying to warn me about.
Oh, my fortune telling has nothing to do with my pinky sense, silly. It's only good for
Really?
big and immediate events.
Really? What?
See?
How did that?
even come from?
That's what I want to know.
La, 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 la.
Look at Pinky
No,
bouncing.
I haven't seen Twilight since the flower pot incident. Hope she still isn't mad.
No. Actually, she is mad. Insane mad,
Two from
I think.
yesterday. Carry the 15. Negative azimuth on the 14th moon.
Alright, she's going overboard.
About finding out about that cool birthday present, isn't she?
Oh,
Who
God.
cares? As long as I can keep eating ice cream. Sorry, future Spike. Oh,
He's gonna regret it later.
Ah, Pinky. I'm glad you're here. Can you help me recalibrate the apertures on the 9 1/4 catadioptric telescopes?
Sure.
So I was thinking, after I came to see Madam Pinky,
I
and
had no
Flower
idea
Pot
what
Man on the
she-
head, see the
what
advantage,
she
just
meant
like
by
the
it.
advantage from the future.
Nice.
I had an epiphany after that flower pot. Doing things didn't work. Not doing things didn't work. And I couldn't predict the future
Really?
either. So I only had one other choice. Monitor
What?
everything.
Makes sense to me.
Everything?
That way, no matter what happens in the future, I'll be ready. I thought I saw something last night in the Horsehead Nebula, but after staring at it for
Horsehead
3 straight
Nebula.
hours, I realized I was wrong.
3 hours? But when did you see
What'd she think?
Oh, I
She
didn't
saw
know.
us. See
I
if.
haven't slept since Future Twilight was here. There are only 3 days left until next Tuesday. I can sleep all I want after that.
you've
Ugh.
been awake too long to
Alright, Twilight's going
Tuesday's
insane.
not 3 days from now. Tuesday's tomorrow.
Hey,
Really?
Did you finish recalibrating the apertures on the 9 1/4 inch catadioptric telescopes?
I have no idea.
Oh, trust Pinky.
Aye, aye.
Ow.
Don't worry,
Oh,
Twilight.
that would
Eye
hurt.
patch is stashed all over Ponyville.
Eye
It's
patch?
an eye patch emergency.
Eye patch
There,
emergency?
Now you look like a pirate. A sleepy pirate with a really weird mane cut.
Wow. Amazing.
The eye patch. Another sign. Nearly all the signs have come true. I haven't done a thing to prevent the catastrophe. If Tuesday's tomorrow and the disaster happens by Tuesday morning, then there's only one solution. I'll
What?
just have to stop time.
Stop time. I don't think that. I bet that's what future Twilight was probably trying to tell her. Not to stop time.
The Canterlot archives are right over there. Let's move.
I like how Pinkie Pie's just bouncing without a
I think we need
care.
to sneak around, Twilight. It's not illegal to walk around Canterlot.
Come
What?
on, you guys.
What?
You've got to be kidding. No one is stupid enough to believe that.
Oh, come on. How could you not see that?
I don't know why we have to wear these things either.
Aren't we wearing them for fun? No, there's nothing fun about this.
What?
Are you sure? Focus, guys. The only way to prevent this disaster is to stop time. Time spells are kept in the Star Swirl, the Bearded Wing, the most secure section of the archives. That's why
Really?
we're sneaking around. Awesome! That sounds fun! No, it's
Ugh.
not fun! Aw.
Pinky.
I still don't understand how sneaking into the archives is gonna help her find out about her birthday present.
Oh, Pinky. Who gives a fuck about the birthday present?
The coast is clear. Now slowly lift me into the window so we can...
Ah. Pinky.
Let's get this over with.
Sneaking. I wonder if this is a Solid Snake reference. Actually, come to think of it, now that I mentioned it, Twilight with the outfit and all, like with the bandana, the eye patch and all, and probably with that hairstyle as well. For some reason, she kind of reminds me of Solid Snake. And in fact, I wonder if that is a Solid Snake reference.
You go in, find the president, bring him out in 24 hours, and you're a free man.
24 hours, huh?
I'm making you an offer.
Bullshit.
Straight, just like I said.
I'll think about it.
No time. Give me an answer.
Get a new president.
We're still at war, Pliskin. We need him alive.
I don't give a fuck about your war. Or your president. Been waiting long? Where's my gear? Right over there.
Yeah, because I love Metal Gear Solid, because, you know, I played Metal Gear Solid on PlayStation 1, and I've been a fan of it ever since, and, you know, I'm a Metal Gear Solid fan, so I wonder if this is a reference to Metal Gear Solid. Like, if it is, let me know in the comments, because I want to know. Anyway, let's continue. I'm surprised that nobody hears Pinky's bouncing. I mean, nobody would be able to hear that boing, boing,
Calculations are
boing.
correct. The Star Swirl, the Bearded Wing should be right here.
Twilight,
What is it, Spike?
isn't this where we came in?
What?
Can we climb in the window again? That was super fun.
Ugh. Pinky, how juvenile. Honestly, you're like a little kid. All you ever want to do is play. Sorry, but it's too bad she can't hear me, because, you know, actually it would have been funny if she heard me. But I don't know what her response would be. Anyway, let's continue.
Understand? It's supposed to be right here. How are we supposed to find it now?
Maybe we should ask some pony in the Star Swirl, the Bearded Wing.
What?
I missed that.
Look at all those priceless magic scrolls.
It was right in front of them the whole time?
Twilight, the card!
Better hide.
What do we do?
Uh-oh, too late. You're busted.
Hey, Twilight. Haven't seen you in a while.
Hey.
Let me open that for you.
Hey, that guy knew who she was. Probably, actually, wouldn't be surprised because everybody knows where she is,
Just like
who she is.
Twilight, the last sign has come true.
And that's bad, right?
Come on.
Huh.
It's almost Tuesday morning. The disaster could happen at any moment.
But how do we find the time-stopping spell? There must be a million scrolls here.
I bet there's no time-stopping spell.
No.
Bet there's no such thing. They're gonna search every single scroll until they find it. And every book, too. What? Sunrise.
Twilight, it's over. It's officially Tuesday morning.
No! Tuesday morning, the disaster! Incoming!
So, where's the bang?
know, Twilight. I don't see any disasters. It looks like a pretty nice day.
I knew it.
Good
No.
morning, Twilight. Love the
Oh,
new
Celestia.
hairstyle. Well, happy Tuesday.
Why isn't any pony
I
surprised to see me sneaking around in here?
probably because they know you, Twilight, and Celestia knows you. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if Celestia knew that Twilight was in there. You know, because as you know, Celestia foresees and knows pretty much knows everything. Because you know she probably senses what's going on around her. Well, that's what I think anyway. But it's obvious that everybody knows Twilight, so it's no surprise that everyone wouldn't be surprised to see her. Anyway, continue.
Is it possible there never was a disaster? That I've just been making myself frantic over nothing?
Sure took you long enough to figure it out.
Wasn't warning you about a disaster. Then what was she trying to tell you?
I don't know, but I do know one thing. I look ridiculous.
Yeah, you do.
Maybe.
And it's all because I couldn't stop worrying and let the future handle itself. Well, not anymore. From now on, I'm gonna solve problems as they come and stop worrying about every little thing.
That's great. Does that mean
I wonder how long that will last.
No more late night pacing. If only I had learned this lesson a week ago, we wouldn't have had to go through all this.
Yeah, fine.
I found something. It doesn't stop time, but it lets you go back in time. It says you can go back once, and it only lasts for a few moments. Does that help?
You're a genius!
Woohoo!
Now I can go back and tell past Twilight that she doesn't need to go berserk with worry about a disaster that's never gonna come.
I bet that's what... I bet this is, what she meant by traveling through time.
Twilight, you've got to listen to me.
Yep, it's a time
I
loop.
mean, you're me, but I'm me too. How can there be two me's? It's not scientifically possible. You are not scientifically possible. Twilight, please, I have a very important message for you from the future.
She's trying to warn her not to worry about anything.
What happened to you? The future must be awful. Please.
Or something.
I don't have much time. Is there some sort of epic pony war in the distant future or something? Actually, I'm from next Tuesday morning.
Maybe.
But that's not important right now. I can't believe
Well,
time travel is really possible.
Well, I don't know.
I figure it out. The time spells are in the Canterlot archives, but that's not really where. I've never seen them. They're in the Star Swirl, the Bearded Wing. Now you have to listen to. Is time travel fun, or does it hurt? I have so many questions.
Well, it depends on how you go through time travel.
Future, and I only have a few seconds, so you've got to listen. Whatever you do, don't waste your time worrying about.
Yep, I knew it.
I can't believe I just did that.
Did you tell her about the cool birthday present?
Remember
Pinky,
last
no
week
one
when
gives a
you
fuck
tried
about
to
it.
Warn me about something. That was me trying to warn myself not to worry so much. I'm
Really?
gonna spend the next week freaking out about a disaster
Yeah,
that
I
doesn't
knew.
even
I
exist.
figured.
Aw, don't worry about it. It's past Twilight's problem now.
Oh, I guess you're right, Pinky.
My
Uh-oh.
stomach.
The stomach ache.
I think it's all that ice cream. I thought the stomach ache would be Future Spike's problem.
Well, you are
Now
now
I
him now.
am Future Spike.
Come on, Future Spike. Let's get you home.
What about he's holding his gun? It's like a pregnant woman or something. Well, what do I have to say about this? Well, I have to admit, it was very entertaining. You know, seeing the concept of time travel and you know, the time lapse that Twilight was, you know, in a time loop. You know, telling us, warning herself from the future to stop worrying and not worrying about it later. And like I said, it was I noticed it was a Terminator reference because, you know, I love the Terminator series. And, you know, seeing these interesting things, like seeing the three-headed dog Cerberus, that was interesting. And, you know, like how I said, it's fluffy and, yep, and Yeah, I also found it funny how Twilight tried to stay still for a long time, like for till next Tuesday, but that didn't work. Because, she, and like how Spike was eating ice cream, and like I mentioned earlier, if I was Spike and if I was eating ice cream in front of Twilight, I would do it slowly. Like, how you torture people, how you eat something that they really love very slowly, like enjoying it. It would have been funny if Spike was doing that just to torment her. And yeah, and it was interesting to see that how they tried to sneak in, but that really wasn't necessary. And everybody, like the royal guards and Princess Celestia, knowing that she was there, like seeing her, not worried about her. And I wouldn't be surprised if Princess Celestia knew that Twilight was going through all this, because she knows everything. Because she senses what's going. She most likely senses and predicts what's going on. And yeah, and I noticed that this episode was somewhat of had a lesson zero type feel to it. With Twilight panicking about something that ambiguously being fearful about something. But it's an obvious fact. Well, on the subject of that, I've heard that, or I read somewhere that they say what causes the greatest fear isn't an obvious threat, but an ambiguous one. Because Twilight was being fearful about something that she was ambiguous about, and she was being ambiguously fearful. And also, but like I said, it does have a lesson zero feel to it, but probably Twilight not going as insane as she did in lesson zero, and thank God for that. It would have been bad if she would have stopped time. It probably would have turned into a land like in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Time, Darkness, and Sky. Causing the world to stop, like time to stop, and causing total planet time paralysis. That would have been, like, I could imagine what the world would be like. It would be similar to the Mystery Dungeon future. But yeah. So it was interesting seeing also it was interesting seeing the references, like the Terminator reference, the Harry Potter references, the Metal Gear Solid reference, and yeah. And interesting to see Pinkie Pie in that playing as a fortune teller. Yeah, that's another outfit that people like seeing her in. Well, I suspect so. Because we've seen the exercise Pinkie, saloon girl Pinkie, and yeah, so now we have fortune teller Pinkie, which is interesting. Yeah. Also, like I said, now that I know about this episode, I feel that that my possible future fan project could be a go. But yeah, well, I won't say what, because the reason behind this fan project that I hope to now that I know about this time travel thing, this is it's possible for me to do this possible fan-made project. I won't say what it is, but what I will say is that it contains a spoiler that I've been, like, a really huge spoiler that I've been spoiled by. Like, I'm not going to say it, but what I'm going to say is that it'll be based, that this fan project will be based on the scene where future Trunks visits Goku in Dragon Ball Z to warn him of the upcoming android threat. But instead, it's going to do something like it's going to involve some pony warning my OC of this future threat. I won't say what it is, but if you but what I'll say is that it's going to be like that scene from Dragon Ball Z, how future Trunks warns Goku of the upcoming android threat. It's going to be like that. Yeah, but I won't say what it is. Because I want it to be a surprise. But I bet. But given how you all have most likely seen the entire series, you probably suspect what it is. But when it gets up, yeah. Anyway, yeah. Perhaps I've spoken too much, but when it gets up, when it hopefully gets up, you'll probably know by then. But yeah. Anyway, this episode was really good and very entertaining, like a Lesson Zero type thing. So yeah, that was a good one. I hope you enjoyed my blind reaction to episode 20 of MLP, and hopefully I shall look at episode 21 as soon as I can when I get the chance. But, as usual, until then, thank you all for watching, and Happy New Year, everyone, for 2016. This is Raptormon132 saying, bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye.